Hello, YouTube friends. Welcome to my channel, Living Life with Mama. In today's video, I'm going to go through my weekly menu for April 22nd to April 28th. This is how I keep my food costs low, where I can spend $120, sometimes under that, in 1 week. Now, my daughter does eat breakfast and lunch at school, and she actually receives free breakfast and lunch because that's the way that our school does it. When I cook dinner, I make sure that it's enough, kind of enough for 3 people. It's usually about for 2.5 people, and I use the leftovers for my lunch the next day. But I also get some things here and there like bananas or apples or something else that I can add into it to make it more of a lunch. Or I have a small lunch, but then I have snacks. So that's kind of how we do our week, Monday through Friday meals. And then Saturday and Sunday, I plan for dinner. And then breakfast is usually eggs or bagels or yogurt. I get eggs from a friend. My daughter usually doesn't really eat breakfast. She does, it's actually more like lunch because sometimes she sleeps in or she snacks on fruit. I usually eat a bagel with cream cheese, or I'll eat eggs, stuff like that. And then we'll have, if we have leftovers from the Friday night before, we'll eat that for lunch, or we'll just eat sandwiches. And then Saturday's meal will sometimes turn into like maybe lunch for me or lunch for her, and then the other one just kind of finds something to eat, which is usually sandwiches. My daughter loves sandwiches. Before we were able to do the free lunch and breakfasts, she would go through a loaf of her bread every week. It was ridiculous. I'm glad that we don't have to do that now. And then now she gets a more variety of lunches, and she's able to actually eat a hot lunch instead of a cold lunch if she chooses to. So it actually has helped a lot. And I feel like there's been times where I've had to figure out how to spend $200 in groceries because I was having to provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the both of us. So let's kind of get to it. Tuesdays, for the most part, we do some type of tacos. So I'm going to put tacos on Tuesday. Tonight, I have a women's retreat. My daughter is at her grandparents', and so I'm not having to feed her. I did send some food with her since she has food restrictions, but that stuff is already pre-made. I will buy like extra food when I need it and then make that meal. So for example, I'll buy the ingredients to make tater tot casserole, and since she's the only one that eats it, instead of it being 2 meals, it can usually be like 3 or 4 meals, sometimes 3 meals just for her. And I put it in single serving like foil tins and then wrap it really good and then put the instructions on it, and then I'll freeze it, and then we will pull one of them out for her visitation with her grandparents. Sometimes I'm sending spaghetti, sometimes I'm sending tater tot casserole, or what else would I be sending her? Sorry, I'm like drawing a blank. Just different things. And then she likes her grandpa's French toast, so she'll have bread for French toast and then bread for sandwiches. They don't always have her eat that because they have their own, plans and meals. That's just to substitute it just in case if what they are planning to eat is not something that she can. Or if then I drop her off, it's usually dinner time, and they can just pull something out of the cooler that I send with her and pop it in the oven to reheat, and then like they will have their dinner, stuff like that. But sometimes it comes back, nothing is gone. Sometimes it comes back and all of it's been eaten. So it just depends. So let's go ahead and start meal planning. I don't know if you can see this. I put the recipes in that we had last week. So like the creamy Cajun chicken pasta, we just had that. The teriyaki chicken, we just had that. Beef stroganoff, we just had. So I'm going to go ahead and flip through this and see what we can be getting. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do jambalaya. Oh, that is another thing. I will make for my daughter's meals to go to her grandparents, I will make extra or just make jambalaya and then put it in single serving containers, and that usually gives us about 4 of them depending on how full I make it or if I double it. And that will be one of the things because they freeze really well and reheat very well. One of the things that we haven't had for a while is spaghetti meatballs. This Thursday is our off day for community group, so I'm not going to have to figure out how to get dinner done pretty fast. I'm going to go ahead and do, since we have red meat here, I'm going to do red meat on Thursday. And we haven't had spaghetti and meatballs in quite some time. I'm going to do, it's kind of like chili, but it's white type beans and chicken. And my daughter really loves it. And I'm going to need to make another batch of it because we're almost out. Maybe that's one of the things I will do in the month of June is do all of my canning and do videos of canning my food, like making big batch of chili and canning it and recording that. And then one of the other things that I really want to make this year is salsa. We're not really into spicy. We just like it for on our tacos, so we don't really eat a whole lot of it, but we do tend to buy it a lot because we do like salsa. And so even one batch of salsa would probably last us all year round, or for an entire year. We'd probably go through 1 jar a month, maybe. I don't know. But if you have a hard time growing like food in the garden, like one of the things that I feel like grew really easy garden without a whole lot of work is tomatoes and jalapenos. I have, I think, probably 2 or 3 gallon size freezer bags full of jalapenos. And we don't even like spicy. I made the mistake of thinking we needed 4 plants. We probably just needed 1, like, to be honest with you. Maybe 2 at most. And so, that's my goal this year, is to make salsa, chili, chicken chili, like tomato sauce, ketchup, I'm trying to think, tomato paste. So the tomato sauce for my chili, so I'm not having to buy more of it. Plan is to also grow beans that we use a lot. So growing all the beans that I need for chili. So, we can do the honey garlic chicken. My goals is to plant the beans that I need to make chili, so I'm not having to buy that in the store. And so that the meals that I am putting on in my pantry and having us eat is from our garden. We eat a lot of chili during the winter. And so if I can make a big batch of that and that lasts us throughout the winter, that would save us so much money. Even though you can buy canned chili, we don't like the taste of canned chili because we just eat chili from scratch. It tastes weird. And then if you buy the separate ingredients, they're not that bad. But if you are making a huge batch of it to last you, an entire winter, even an entire year, because we'll eat chili in the spring and fall and everything, not just the middle of winter. That's a lot of chili. And so growing it will save us a lot of money in the long run. And my goal is to provide as much food as I possibly can out of our garden that feeds us. So my goal is to eventually, the only thing I'm buying at the store is just the basic ingredients like flour, sugar, salt, things that I can't grow in my garden. Bread items, stuff like that, to where maybe spending $50 a week or even $100 a month and only having to go to the store maybe once a month is going to be enough for us. Who knows? But that is hopefully my my goal, and it's gonna take a while to get there. I think the rest of this is maybe desserts. Trying to think what I could do. We are definitely out of chicken. I know that because when I made our teriyaki, I just had 3 small pieces of chicken left on the bottom of the bag. This is all like breakfast things, other things. Okay. So this is a Saturday. I also plan on making my own chicken broth. I want to make my own beef broth, but beef is so expensive. And you need to do like a roast type thing for the beef, not just, cut up beef. I don't really use beef a whole lot, but at the same time, it's one of the things that is on my list. I don't know if I want to do Sloppy Joe tater tot casserole again, because my daughter's probably going to have it this weekend. I'm going to do it, and then when she comes back on Sunday, I will see if she's okay with it. My landlord is actually done mowing. If you can tell, it's very quiet now, which is awesome. She likes the teriyaki turkey rice bowl. I need to find another recipe for this teriyaki turkey rice bowl. Like, we really like it. Actually, she would like the chicken and snap pea stir fry more. She likes cooked snap peas, which is very interesting because snap peas were never introduced to me as a child. And even as an adult, I'm just like, that just looks weird, but they're really good. I really like them. I think it might be time to go through my recipes and get on to Pinterest and look for new things. We don't really eat a whole lot of fish. She likes fish, but she likes fresh caught fish or sushi, which I'm not doing sushi. That's just a whole other world that I don't know if I want to go down. We don't eat pork chops. She doesn't like pork chops. It's like the texture of it or something. I don't know why. She just doesn't like it. And so we mostly stick with chicken, and then it used to be ground beef, but now it's ground turkey because it is cheaper. I did notice the other day when I went grocery shopping that the ground beef price went down a little bit, which is awesome, but it still wasn't anywhere close to how much 1 pound of ground turkey was going to cost, so I continue to stick with ground turkey. I think it's maybe time to find some new recipes and see if we can add a couple new recipes to our menu. So let's go over this real quick. So Monday, we're doing jambalaya. Tuesday, tacos like always. Wednesday, chicken chili, which this is already made in my pantry, so I don't even need the recipe for that. Did I pull it out? No, I did not. Spaghetti and meatballs. I don't need a recipe for that because I just make my own meatballs, and this is actually going to be our first time using turkey for our meatballs instead of ground beef. FYI, if you saw I think it was a couple videos ago where we had meatloaf for dinner and I made that ground turkey for the very first time, that was actually delicious. Couldn't even tell. My daughter loved it, everything. Thursday, we're going to do spaghetti and meatballs. Friday, we're doing honey garlic chicken. Saturday, we're doing sloppy joe tater tot casserole. And then Sunday, chicken and snap pea stir fry. Let me get a drink. I've switched to non-caffeinated, non-coffee drink. I do need to drink some water. I've kind of gotten out of a habit for that. Okay. I don't need any rice. The other thing that I feel like we need to do is a Sam's run. I need to start building up just for that because I can't use my Sam's card for everything. Also, I think I only have like $10 on that Sam's card. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to do the non-food. All of this except for the staples is at Target, and I need to get the staples at Lowe's. I can probably get the staples at Target, but since I got the stapler at Lowe's and it will like be right next to the staples, I know that I'm getting the correct kind. I did an oops and threw out the box, not thinking. If I'd kept the box, then I could go to Target or somewhere else other than Lowe's to see if they have them somewhere else for a cheaper price. But since I didn't think about that, I'm just going to go to Lowe's. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on our food list. I do need sausage for the jambalaya. Do not need onions. I bought a package of onions last week and I think I've only used one out of it. I do need green peppers. I do not need tomato sauce, and I don't need any of the seasonings. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not or saw my recipe, but this recipe called for raw shrimp in the jambalaya. My daughter and I do not like the jambalaya with everything in it. We just like the sausage jambalaya. She did not like it with the shrimp, chicken, like none of that. She's just straight rice and sausage with the seasonings. I'm honestly surprised she'll even eat it with the green peppers, but I chop it up small enough that it doesn't really bother her. She likes green peppers, but she doesn't like green peppers. It just depends on how big the pieces are and how they're cooked. All right, so I do need to get chicken. I have broth, I have vinegar. I don't put parsley or chili flakes on it. Okay, I do need ground turkey. Okay, so for my ground turkey, I need it 1, 2, 3 times. So 3 times. Don't think I need tater tots. Oh. The other thing I want to do is make Sloppy Joe, like a big, huge batch of it, and then can it. So it's ready to go. That's a whole other world because it depends if I add meat to it or not. Like if I make it with the meat, the sauce, everything, and instead of putting it in a container to put tater tots over it and then pop in the oven, I put it in jars. So all I have to do is just open the jar, dump it into a casserole dish, put tater tots on it, and then cook it. So I think that's another thing I'm probably going to do this year too, is make a big batch of Sloppy Joe sauce with the meat, but I haven't decided yet. I do need garlic. And I'm actually going to get this garlic at Sam's Club. I should have picked it up whenever I went to Sam's Club. If you watched my video yesterday, I spent, I think it was like $60 or something like that at Sam's Club for Sprite and then some dirt for my starts that is downstairs. I noticed today that I was really low on my minced garlic. We go through a lot of garlic in this house. A lot of the meals that we buy, a lot of the ingredients is minced garlic, so I just get the big huge containers from Sam's, and that tends to last us for a while, but we're less than half on our last one. So I know that we need to get that. That's another thing I want to do, is grow enough garlic to make my own minced garlic and then can it or even freeze it. I need colored bell pepper, snap peas. I'm recording on a Saturday, but by the time you see this, it will be a Wednesday. So how did your guys' weekend go? My daughter is gone for the weekend, and so I'm doing a lot of things that I normally do, like videoing, and then I tried do some things with friends. We still have a half head of lettuce from the last tacos, and we're still pretty good on that. We don't need tomatoes. We don't need salt. I think we need corn chips. My daughter needs chips. She needs chewy bars. Meat sticks. I'm glad that I didn't get any cuties last weekend because I think the last 2, maybe 4 cuties is in the bag now. And so I'm glad I completely skipped the cuties, because if I had bought a bag last week, it probably would start going bad, which means I probably would have wasted it. I think I need spaghetti. I do need potato flakes, which I also get at Sam's Club because I get the big boxes. But I think I need that. I think the last box is up in my kitchen in my potato flake storage container, and I don't think I have a backup downstairs. I think I need honey, which is also Sam's Club. I'm not going to show my refrigerator or freezer or anything. I did that a couple of videos ago, and it just seemed like it was more of a hassle for me. My freezer looks about the same all the time, and I'm just looking to see what I have, and it was just a lot. The next part I'm going to record is what I got at the store. It looks like I'll have Aldi, Target, Sam's, and Lowe's. So I'll have 4 stores to show you of what I received. I have gone to the grocery store. This is what I got at Aldi. Starting in the top row on the piano, starting on the right hand side, I got chewy bars, and then some meat stacks, another loaf of gluten-free bread, some popcorn. My daughter wanted that last weekend and she's out, so I kind of figured she'd want that again. She's not here to be able to tell me if she does or doesn't want them, so I went ahead and got that. 2 more packs of broccoli. And then down on the bench, starting on the right hand side, I got 2 packs of strawberries because they were on sale. Another thing of oranges. In the back, you can't really see it very well, are my multicolored peppers. I've been eating bananas for the last couple weeks. I'm kind of like over bananas right now. So I got a package of Fiji apples. In the back is potato puffs. And then you can't see it very well, but a container of cherry tomatoes. And then what's in the mesh bag is 2 tomatoes for tacos, 3 things of ground turkey, thing of sausage, and chicken. And this is what I purchased at Aldi. I did stay way under budget because I had 2 other stores that I needed to get to. So let me move this and switch it to Sam's Club. Okay, so this is my Sam's haul. I didn't get a whole lot at Sam's. I got another thing of 35 can of Sprite, even though I just got one. The reason why I got the 35 can at Sam's instead of the 12 pack at Aldi, even though it was a fraction of the cost at Aldi, I kind of figured that I probably would have had to go to Sam's Club again halfway through the week to get more Sprite. So I kind of figured this would last me a little bit longer. And then I got some of the potato flakes. This is what I use to make our mashed potatoes, and also what I use as a thickener and a what's it called? It's not a combined, but like whenever I make my meatloaf, or what I'll be making this week is meatballs, I use this instead of breadcrumbs. And another thing of minced garlic, and then another thing of honey. I was actually kind of sad about the honey because if I remember correctly, the last time I got honey, it came in a 2-pack for $10, and this was one thing for $10. And even though it was a 1-pack instead of a 2-pack, and I looked at the entire case set right there in Sam's Club, thinking that maybe someone thought that they weren't supposed to be a 2-pack, but I even looked at the sign and it didn't say 2-pack. So they must have gotten rid of that. I don't know, but as long as I could remember, when I got honey in bulk, I was always able to get a 2-pack. But I went ahead and got it because the little tiny teddy bear honey, like at Aldi, is $7-8. So I kind of figured this is still worth it. So that is my Sam's Club haul. I went in there with a list and I did not pick anything else up on my list. This right here, I believe was $50, which is ridiculous. Like 4 items is $50. So I switched over to my, the items that are, so they're kind of separated with the little space. The 3 items on the right side is Lowe's, and then the rest is Target. Aldi did not have any snap peas, so I had to get those at Target. I paid almost double the amount. I believe the ones that are at Target are like $1.99, and I paid $4 with that. Got iron gummies, fiber gummies, and sleeping gummies. I ended up getting a different kind of brand. It's peach flavor. I don't know if my daughter's gonna like it or not, but it ended up being cheaper because it's an Up and Up brand. The one that I normally get for my daughter has 90 gummies in it. This one has 140, so it's double. But also, this is an adult sleeping gummies where you're supposed to only take 2. And I think she would be fine eating a half or even one of them. I looked at the labels and one of them equals to 1 kid's gummies. And this one was $1 cheaper and I got more gummies in it. This vitamin C is that pink lemonade powder drink that I add to my water that helps me not get sick. And then spaghetti. At Lowe's, I got 2 things of staples. I got 1 item out of everything that I shopped for today. I got 1 item that was not on my list, and it was a door handle. I got one for my gate to my garden, but I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, I'm actually going to want one on either side of it, so I got a second one. And so this is my Target and Lowe's haul. Now I am going to put everything on here all together so you can see how much I got all together and then tell you what the grand total was. All right, we're gonna need a up close in this. So this is all that I got from Aldi, Lowe's, Target, and Sam's Club. Okay, it's kind of piled up. You can kind of see it. Okay, so my grand total is $179.35. So almost $200. Almost. And I think I have maybe $8, maybe $7 in my in dollar bills, not change, but dollar bills. I don't know how much I have in change. So I ended up taking $120 for groceries, 20 to Lowe's, and 50 for Target, or for household items, I should say. So I took $190 with me, and I spent $179.35. That is what this is, you guys. Like, this is, I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. I should be able to get more stuff for $190. But this will just, most of this food will last us a week. Some of it won't. Some of it is backup. So, all right. So now I'm going to show you what I have for change. All right. So this is what I have left. Real quick, at Target, I spent a little over $61. At Lowe's, I spent a little over $15. At Sam's Club, I spent a little over $45. And then at Aldi, I spent a little over $57. Okay, so I am left with all of this change. So let's get it into our big, huge bucket. right. And then bill wise, I have 5, 6, 7, and 8. So let's see where I can. Ooh, things are falling. Where I can put this. I wonder if I can split them up. I know that I'm going to go ahead and put the $5 bill in the 25. So then when I go to stuff the 25, all I need is a 20, so that's to help. And let's do the $1 for the 21. Let's just go ahead and just put it in the $2 one. All right, so even though it's not completely filled, I'm not going to do anything to my tracker, but the money that I had left over filled up the 1 and the 21, the $2 and the 22. So all I need to do is put just $20 in each of those, so that helps. And then the $5 in the 25. So that's awesome. So that was my shopping. How I used the $120 at groceries, how I used the $20 at Lowe's, and then how I used the $50 on household items. Now, I will say, after going to Aldi and Sam's Club, I spent the $120. I was done. And the $20 at Lowe's was gone. And I had some change in that because I had a $20 bill, but I spent a little over $15. So I had a few ones, but I was trying to keep those as best as possible. And so the $50 went towards just 2 items of food, which was the snap peas and the spaghetti. And then the rest was actually household items. So if I were to have done this 2 separate ones, I would have known like what I spent on what. But that was 4, 5, 6, 7. So I spent $7 out of the cash that I had. So if I had done this separately, my household would have been below 50 and I wouldn't have gone over budget. But I went ahead and did it as one and then just pulled what I needed from what was sitting as my extra. So I didn't use a card at all. I did not use my Lowe's card, my Sam's card, and I did not use my Target card. I used strictly all cash today, and I ended up with $8 left over. So I think that's pretty awesome, and I was able to get everything that I needed. So yeah, that was my haul. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up. If you're brand new and you've never seen me before, please subscribe down below. Also give me a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and then you'll be able to see any future videos that I have posted. And then also subscribing and give me a thumbs up allows me to put more content out there that people enjoy. And so I hope you enjoyed your weekend and you have a great week. Bye, guys.